need to be considered. So with that, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lynn. Representative Jones?
Thank you, and thank you, Katrina, for the question. You and I have had some emails back and forth on this issue. There's a lot of feelings on both sides of this, and ultimately, I think it's sad that our legislature has taken up 19, I think, pieces of legislation targeted specifically at hating gay people. And for one reason or another, and I mean this, one of them has to do with personal pronouns and official communications and signature email lines. That's the kind of stuff that the legislature is dealing with. We have people who don't have dental care. Why? Why are we dealing with this? This should not have been a bill that was introduced, but for better or for worse, fortunately and unfortunately, every legislator is allowed to introduce legislation on behalf of their constituents. What happens, though, when we introduce bills like this is that we create a culture in our state of hate. And I know it's easy to say, well, that's not what this bill is about, right? But when we have 19 pieces of legislation that specifically target an already marginalized demographic of people, they feel unwelcome, they want to leave, and unfortunately, history has shown us that they commit suicide because they feel so unwelcome in their community already, and then they have a group of legislators going after them for using personal pronouns in an email communication signature line. When it comes to books, some of the things that I've read, John Wills, I read your newsletter, some of those things are really ugly. And I don't understand why they're in a school library. But I also don't understand what everyone's been through. One of these books that was floated around, we were given excerpts of the book, and it was awful. It was really ugly. I did not want to read that. But then I found out that book was about rape and a little girl who had gotten raped. So we can't possibly predict what our children are going to come into the classroom with. And we have to give teachers and educators and administrators the tools to help these kids deal with these things. So it's not that these folks are necessarily trying to get these kids to read pornography or read smut. It's about helping them deal with issues that they might be facing at home. And it is incumbent upon us as community leaders to help those kids. So Katrina, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Because this is such a sad issue. I have sat across the table from people who have said, please don't let these bills happen because my friends are hurting. Our members of our communities are hurting because it's ugly and it's hate-filled. And you were exactly right, Katrina. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. And so I might not necessarily understand. I don't understand the choices that people make. People don't understand all the choices that I make. Gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. But when that happens, we need to build a longer table. We need to ask questions rather than banning the content of someone's email signature line. We need to understand why. Why is that in your email signature line rather than running to Capitol Hill and tossing in a bill that just tells more people that we don't like them? Because they are welcome here, we need them here, our community needs them here, our workforce needs them here, and certainly our community and culture needs them.